Okay, YouTube, it's time for another Powerstroke video. This is Saturday night, about 7 o'clock. I guess we could call that Saturday afternoon. Just seems like night since it gets dark so early in the winter. It's February 16th. Let me show you what we're doing. You're probably wondering, what the hell? I thought you had all that almost ready for paint. Well, I thought I did. But if you remember, I showed you that this body line didn't look right. There's a little bit more to it than just that body line. I told you when I welded this patch panel on this thing, cab corner, that I had warped my panel. I thought it was just like here and here. Well, I was fooling around with it, trying to get that body line straight, and I realized you couldn't really see it, but you could feel it. After I had it wet, sanded down and slick, and it was wet, and you could actually see it. It was warped all through here. It's kind of like what they call the tin can effect. And I know it looks like a lot of Bondo. Maybe it is too much. But I remember trying to push that back out and make it stay before. I couldn't really do nothing with it. That was a couple years ago when I welded these patch panels on. So really I had no choice but to fill it. I'm sure some people might not think that's the right way to do this, but this is the way I'm going to do it. I don't really like having that much Bondo on this thing, but that's the way we're going to do it. But as you can see, I made a huge homemade sanding block to do this. What happened was I used a sanding block on it. I showed you my rubber block right here. They're not really rubber, it's kind of a hard rubber, but well, it was smaller than the dent, so when you're sanding like this, it kind of follows the dent. And even when you use your guide coat and all, it will follow that dent, take it all out, and unless you can feel it or see it, you don't know the difference. I do feel a little something right in there, so I may not be as close to fixing it as I thought. Yeah, I can feel a little something right in there. I may have to knock that high spot down and do that, but we're going to be spending most of this weekend, I guess, fixing that, because I definitely want it straight. I was a little frustrated with it last night when I discovered it, but I'm just going to show you my big homemade sanding block for a situation like that. Just a big piece of wood. It's a piece of privacy fence wood. It's good and flat. I took 2 pieces of 36 grit, wrapped it around it, duct taped the end so it wouldn't be falling off on me, and that's my big body file. Homemade, didn't cost me much, and it seems to be doing the job. I've got a lot. This is feeling a lot better. I still got, this is still high. I still need to sand that down, and I'm also feeling something right here I'm not liking. I'm thinking that I'm going to have to knock that high spot down. But we'll do a video on this, and I'll show you how it comes along and what all I had to do to make it look okay. So stay tuned for more. Okay, it is Sunday morning, actually more like almost noon. It's about 11:20. We stayed out here till about 11 o'clock last night and got most of this done. Then I just finished it up this morning. I think I finally got it good enough to put some primer on it. It was really stubborn. I was getting a little annoyed with it, especially this morning, because I came out here this morning thinking that I just had a few little pinholes to fill in, and then I realized I wasn't happy with the way this was curving in. It was curving in quite a bit. One way to check yourself on something like this, a stubborn panel that got warped because I didn't do what I should have done when I welded it, but we got it fixed now, is take a straight edge and check yourself. And before, you could take this thing and rock it back and forth like that, right about on that high spot there. But we built this up to match, and actually this was warped too. That could have been because of my welding, or maybe the panel was that way. Who knows? These panels you buy nowadays aren't perfect. Sometimes they require more Bondo than the old rusty panel would have just to get straight. But yeah, I really hate to have had to put that much body filler on this, but it's straight. I'm going to build it up really high with some of that polyester primer. Getting ready to do that now after I clean up my mess, and that'll be this panel repaired, and we'll call that a video. let me get this sprayed and we'll see how that body line looks now. Right now it's hard to tell because where I filled in low areas, different amounts of hardener were used. This here looks lighter, and it kind of makes the body line up here crooked, but I'm pretty sure it's not. You can see the line right there. And like I said, the different colors of body filler make it appear a little crooked, but get down and look at it and study it, I believe it's pretty straight now. And the reason the body filler has different colors is because I used more hardener at one time than I did the other. This here is light, and I didn't really have almost didn't put enough hardener in it. It took all night for it to set up, but it did set up. The more hardener you use, the quicker it sets up. But the bad part about that is you have less time to spread it when it sets up quick. So if you have a large area, you might want to be prepared to wait longer for it to set up so you got more time to use all of your body filler you mixed up and spread it, because it'll start clotting up on you once it starts to set up. Okay, I'm going to sweep up all this dust and mix up some primer, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, we finally got it covered in primer. It's about 12:30, and I think I'm happy with it this time around. I don't know if you can see the difference from the other one, but we have a straight body line. You will see something right about there. That is where that high spot in the middle meets the actual body filler. You know, you got a smooth surface meeting the scratch surfaces, and it kind of gives it a wavy effect, but it's not wavy. That's what filler primer is for, to fill in little imperfections like that and fix that stuff. And it looks like I accidentally rubbed it right there. I don't know when, but yeah, you can see all my deep sand scratches, 36 grit sand scratches. A lot of people like to go back over something like that with 80. Once I got it straight, I was afraid to fool with it anymore. I did not want to try to get all those scratches out of there and get it low and get it wavy again. But yeah, that high spot there, that's what your primer's for. We'll be blocking that out, and I'll show you how we do that. And I'm going to do that with the big board too, just because of this situation. But yeah, I see a straight body line this time. It looks a lot like the other side now. And oh man, I'm so happy I got that straight. It was kind of screwed up, but the more I spray this primer, the more I'm liking it. Once I get a chance to block some of it down and see how well it feels, I may end up ordering more. Even if it doesn't feel any better than the gray urethane primer I had, I may still order it, just because the price I got was a little cheaper. Hopefully that guy on eBay will have some more. But yeah, well, we'll call this video fixing the warped body panel or cab corner. And it's such a nice day out, and it's chilly, but it's not super cold. I'm in a mood to do a little work outside, so I'm thinking that what I will end up doing is air out the tires on the trailer, the one with the truck beds on it, the open one, hooking it to the tractor, rolling around this side and unloading that bed, and maybe getting it up on some kind of some blocks or stands, so that I can maybe start doing a little work on it outside, weather permit. We'll see, you know, while I'm waiting for this, that, or the other thing to dry. But okay, we're going to call this another video. I may start another video on unloading that truck bed. Thanks for all you guys who are watching and keeping up with this project, and stay tuned for more.